What began as a day of celebration in Liverpool has taken a shocking and devastating turn. Thousands lined the streets for what should have been a joyful occasion, but by evening, sirens were blaring, emergency crews were rushing in, and the city was reeling from an incident no one saw coming. And now, a major update has just emerged, raising even more questions. Here's what we know so far, but first, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more. Merseyside Police has confirmed that at least 47 people have been injured, including children, after a car rammed into crowds gathered in Liverpool city centre. The incident took place during what should have been a joyful, celebratory event, the Premier League Victory Parade. Assistant Chief Constable Jenny Sims held a press conference this evening to confirm the details. The driver of the vehicle was a 53-year-old white British male from the Liverpool area. He was arrested at the scene shortly after the incident, and crucially, police are not treating this as a terror incident. But even without that designation, the consequences are harrowing. According to the Northwest Ambulance Service, 47 people in total were injured. Of those, 20 were treated at the scene and did not require hospitalization. But 27 others had to be taken to hospital, and 2 people, including 1 child, have suffered serious injuries. Merseyside Fire and Rescue were also among the first responders. Their chief officer, Nick Searle, described the scene: chaotic, traumatic, and deeply distressing. When crews arrived at Water Street, they were met with a mass casualty situation. 4 people, including a child, were trapped beneath the vehicle. Firefighters worked quickly and effectively, managing to lift the car and remove the victims. The injured were then transferred into the care of the ambulance service for immediate medical treatment. Chief Constable Sims praised the emergency response and also highlighted the bravery of members of the public, ordinary people, who stepped in to help the injured before medics arrived. She urged the public to refrain from sharing disturbing or graphic footage online, and instead asked that any relevant videos be submitted directly to the police to aid their investigation. Her words were echoed by Liverpool City Council leader Liam Robinson, who spoke movingly at the press conference. He said, "On behalf of everyone in Liverpool, our thoughts and prayers are with those affected by this appalling incident in the city centre. It has cast a very dark shadow over what had been a joyous day for the city and the finale to a fabulous bank holiday weekend." Robinson also made a specific plea to the public: do not share footage of the moment the car ploughed into pedestrians. It's an appeal rooted in both compassion and respect for the victims, as well as a desire to avoid fueling unnecessary fear or panic. It's worth noting that this wasn't some unplanned street celebration. Chief Constable Sims stressed that there had been a robust traffic management plan in place for the Liverpool FC Victory Parade. Police had coordinated with event organisers, and road closures had been implemented throughout the city centre. Yet despite these precautions, tragedy still found a way to unfold. Emergency services have committed to maintaining a strong presence in the area over the coming days and weeks. Nick Searle concluded his remarks by saying, "My fire crews will maintain a visible and reassuring presence to support the community." This incident has sent shockwaves through Liverpool, a city known for its resilience, unity, and passion, especially when it comes to football. What was supposed to be a day of triumph and togetherness ended in trauma and pain for dozens of families. As investigations continue, questions will naturally be asked about how this could have happened and whether anything more could have been done to prevent it. For now, the focus remains on the victims, their recovery, their safety, and the support they'll need in the days ahead. We'll keep you updated as this story develops. Our thoughts tonight are with every single person affected. In other news, retired Royal Navy officer Rear Admiral Chris Parry has hit out at Keir Starmer's Chagos deal after the lawyer who secured the agreement was exposed for hailing the humiliation of Britain. Philippe Sands KC, a friend of Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer, spoke of being celebrated for defeating the UK in the UN's courts during a talk in 2024. Speaking in Cambridge, Sands claimed, "It's a really fantastic thing about Britain that I think it's probably the only country in the world where when you've been to an international court against your own country, won and humiliated them completely, they still celebrate you. And that is special. Discussing the relations between Starmer and Sands, Perry claimed that the system is end-to-end corrupted by the fact that they know each other. Perry said of Sands, "It's very interesting that he says it's great about being able to humiliate Britain, because he very forcibly says he doesn't identify as British or as a Londoner or as a Jew, which is what he is. He says he's just Philippe Sands, and to me that just screams narcissistic projection, to tell you the truth. And I'm afraid to say that every single case he has been involved in, except for the very good work he's done in terms of genocide and against fascist regimes and things like that, have all been about trying to limit Britain's power in the world and to essentially erode our instruments of power." Hitting out at the deal, Perry added, "On the Chagos deal, I'm afraid to say he's involved in a very serious conflict of interest. He's friends with Lord Hermer, he's friends with the Prime Minister, and so the whole system, end to end, is corrupted by the fact that these people know each other. If this were a financial deal, we'd be screaming insider dealing, corruption, and everything." Highlighting the relations between Russia and Mauritius that are already happening following the deal's confirmation, Perry stated, "I'm afraid to say that this is a gross act of strategic illiteracy in giving up the Chagos Islands. To give you an example, the very same day that our Prime Minister signed over sovereignty of the Chagos Islands, Mauritius agreed with Russia a marine exploration agreement, which allows the Russians to conduct marine exploration all around the Chagos Islands. And frankly, if the intelligence agencies didn't pick that up, then they need a thorough purging." Offering a defense for the Prime Minister, host Tom Harwood reiterated Starmer's claims that he has not spoken to Sands since becoming Britain's leader. Tom told Perry, "It must be said that Keir Starmer denies having even met with Philippe Sands since becoming Prime Minister, despite their friendship, despite having gone to football matches together in the past and all the rest of it. He says that he hasn't spoken to Philippe Sands about Chagos since becoming Prime Minister, and said that on the record in Parliament." However, Tom then suggested, "But I wonder, the government seems to be trying to spin this deal as something that has secured our base in the Indian Ocean, not just for the next 99 years, but also an exclusion zone around it so that the Chinese can't build any competitive bases or oversee our operations." Perry responded, "I'm afraid the Prime Minister's not known for actually telling us things straight. There are a number of other areas, like £22 billion black holes that come to mind. I'm afraid to say the security implications of this are very flimsy. There was no screaming reason why we had to actually sign over in such haste. I'm afraid this is a stitch-up deal, and I don't care whether the Prime Minister says he hasn't spoken to Philippe Sands since he became Prime Minister. I have absolutely no doubt that he talked to him about this issue a lot beforehand, and that smacks of conspiracy." What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you have not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.